I need you to tell me something. If this has happened to any of you, because it happened to me 3 times in a row now, and it's pissing me off. So, you get hungry, right? And you're thinking, oh, okay, well, I can order something from Uber Eats. And you're looking at your schedule, and you're like, okay, well, I gotta do something in 1 hour. Like, that's fine. I'll order it now. It's 1 hour, like, surely they will arrive by then. And then they don't, right? They arrive in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, like, the next day, or the next time you're hungry, you're like, okay, well, that's fine. You know, I'll just order it 2 hours in advance. Like, surely that's fine. And they don't arrive in 2 hours. And it keeps happening. And I generally think it's a conspiracy. I believe that some person working at Uber Eats watches my channel, that they're looking at exactly when I'm planning to stream, so that they can synchronize their deliveries in order to inconvenience me the most. You know, like, I would just prefer if they would steal my food at this point. I understand it's the American experience. I see it on TikTok. Like, a lot of people, they steal the food from... I gotta say, like, stealing the food, like, that literally never happens here. I have never heard of any person claiming that the Uber Eats driver stole their food. It's purely American. Purely Bronx. It happens in the Bronx. Yeah. Anyway, chat, how you doing? Can you hear me? Okay. I get to see messages because I was wondering if there's something up with the platform. Anyway, right. Today we're going to be talking about the Invincible. Invincible. It's something that has upset a lot of leftists for some reason. They're absolutely fuming. The thing is, though, I didn't believe that my post is going to go viral because it was like a basic bitch take. But apparently I got, what is it? 47,000? Sorry, 200,000 views. And almost 7,000 likes. This is insane. So, it's not insane that I'm getting traffic. It's insane that people find this to be controversial, right? Like, my take was not controversial at all. I think that it was pretty basic bitch. But here's what's happening, right? So, if you're not watching Invincible, the show is about, I guess, like, a Superman type of guy, right? Like, he's a superhero, he has Superman powers, flies around and shit. And, he falls in love with this chick. And apparently he gets her pregnant, and while he's on another planet, she gets an abortion, right? So, like, she gets an abortion without talking to him, without discussing it with him. And the scene is treated very cringe. Like, I don't mind that they had an abortion in the show. I don't mind the fact that, you know, like, you can write immoral characters. Like, that's fine. But it was presented really cringe. I will give them that. Then the same show has this chick. And she's a Viltrumite. She is basically like Superwoman. And she wants to have a kid with the main character. But as we discussed before, the main character is actually in love with this chick, right? And so this one, the Viltrumite, which comes from a culture where you can just take what you want, doesn't take no for an answer. So she literally rapes him. And this causes interesting drama because now Mark has to go back to his wife and tell him, yeah, like, I got raped. But anyway, you got, like, this question, like, who's the real villain? Is it the woman that killed Mark's baby, or the woman that makes Mark's babies? And this is where I found it, like, really bizarre. It's like, are people generally struggling with this? Like, is this controversial in any way? Because, like, do I live in an atheistic family where, like, for some reason I'm looking at this and there is no controversy for me? Like, the answer is pretty simple. Both of them are villains. Like, why is this answer hidden or something like, no, like, if a person does a bad thing, right, and another person does a worse thing, that doesn't excuse the bad thing that the first person did. Like, life doesn't work that way, you know? I can't go around doing crimes, and as long as there are other people doing worse crimes than me, then I'm fine. Like, we don't operate societies based on this logic, you know? Because otherwise, if you are to face a jury, you would basically have to formulate your defense by simply finding another guy that did something worse, right? And then you walk away free because, like, society has to punish the other. Like, this is mental retardation. I do not even know when it actually entered the conversation. Like, who's the real villain? Both are villains. They're both real villains. All of them, right? For different reasons. Like, it's fine. Like, people can do bad things for different reasons. And you literally, like, cannot get people on Twitter to accept this. They're like, wow, so you're comparing the woman that got an abortion with a genocidal rapist. And it's like, no, the question is, which one is the real villain, right? You can compare anything. Like, that's fine. You can compare literally everything, right? Like, if you have, like, two objects, they can be compared with each other. But, like, if the question is, like, which one is the real villain, they're both. Right? Now, they also bring the genocide, right? Because, like, this is a villain character that does genocide. But, like, again, this is not part of the question. Like, your mind should actually function in a way where you can separate certain things and compare them to each other if your mind is actually developed and high IQ, right? So, like, the question only refers to the rape part or to the abortion part. Now, I gotta say, you know, if you really want to put a standard to it, like, which one is worse? It depends what people's values are, right? Like, if you think abortion is murder, then yeah, like, murder is worse than rape. I think, like, this is not very controversial, you know? Like, most people would rather be raped than killed. I mean, it's, right? Like, am I wrong here? Like, has the world changed? Like, did we change? But anyway, here's the interesting thing. And this is why a lot of leftists are positively butthurt about this take. A lot of leftists have gaslit themselves. Well, actually, before going to that, the way that leftists promoted abortion to society was by saying it's safe, legal, and rare. Like, that's how it was sold. The thing is, like, here in Europe, we actually did that. Like, we genuinely, unironically implemented that. So, like, for instance, in Romania, I think it's 14 weeks. And you have to convince the doctor to do it. Like, you literally, like, you're basically, like, telling your story to the doctor, right? So it is rare. Like, it's not used as a contraceptive. Like, we have the condom, right? We have the pill. And we even have the morning after pill. And we have pregnancy tests. So, like, a person that is genuinely careful and doesn't want to get pregnant can still have sex. Right? Like, Americans say, well, if you can't have sex, you can't be pregnant. Which is, like, fine, but, like, realistically speaking, if you take 1 million people and you tell them, don't have sex until you're 25, what percentage do you think will not listen to you? Like, let's, you know, like, talk genuine humanity here, right? Like, let's put it pragmatism into, like, most people will not, right? Like, most people want to have a kid when they have a job, which means that in the current society, it's after they finish a university. And so, like, to expect human beings not to have sex until they're 25, you're retarded. Like, no, I'm sorry. We gotta come to terms, right? Like, it is mental retardation. It's insanity to believe that a human being, like, maybe some do it, right? But, like, most human beings, if you take a percentage, like 1 million people, and you're wondering, it's like, okay, can we actually indoctrinate them so they don't have sex until they're 25? The answer is no. No, like, there is no indoctrination possible. There is no ideology you can put into them that they will actually respect that. At best, you can get them lying. Like, they will pretend they don't, but they will do, you know? Anyway, right, so, with that in mind, when we understand this, like, there are certain options available, right? You have the condom, you have the morning after pill, you have the pill itself. I don't agree with it, but it exists. And so, what this show depicts is not like a woman that makes a mistake. Like, the show depicts a woman that has the financial means, because she's wealthy. She even has superpowers to create food. She has parents. She has the parents of the father that can support her. And she also has the government. Like, in this show, the government is also on her side. So, like, literally, she has every single possibility to keep the child, right? But she chooses not to. And so, a lot of men find that immoral. Now, this is where the problem happens. Like, I have seen feminists gaslighting themselves into believing that while initially it was safe, legal, and rare, now it's abortion as a contraceptive for any reason, anytime, and most men will like it. And now they're hitting the wall called reality, showing them that no, actually most men do not like it. Most men will not pursue a romantic relationship with a woman that has abortions. And again, like, this is reality. This is not me, like, wishing it. Or like, I'm looking online. I'm looking at the comments, and this is the case, right? Like, most men are not attracted to single moms, and they're also not attracted to women that have an abortion. Is it fair? No, but, like, women aren't attracted to guys that are short. Women aren't attracted to perverts and incels. Is it fair for perverts and incels? No. Did they do anything wrong? No. You know, like, if you're short, you're born that way, right? Can you do something about it? No. Like, life is filled with difficulties and unfairnesses. And so women have convinced themselves that, no, actually men have no problem with it. And when they see that men actually do have a problem with it, instead of changing their ideology and being like, okay, well, there are some men out there that have a problem with it, but like, that's fine, because there are men out there that don't have a problem with it, so I can go for those men. They don't think like that, right? They are upset, and they're not saying that their ideology needs to change. It's like their ideology is still correct. It's those men that are the problem. So until every single man on universe believes that having abortions is sexy and hot, they believe that those men require re-education. And so this is where the problem is at, right? Because they're not going to re-educate those men, and they just live into a lie. They gaslight themselves into believing horseshit. It's not true. Like, men do not like promiscuous women. Men do not like women that get an abortion for no reason. Like, in some cases, here's the thing. This is what I believe on abortion. I think like the overwhelming majority of people are ideologues, and they don't spend more than a couple of hours thinking about this issue. Outside of the election cycle, of course. But most men, I believe, are probably okay in a moderate sense. They're not going to say, yes, like if the woman got raped or if her life is in danger, then abortion shouldn't be on the table. Right? Like, most men aren't that extreme. They're not like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was like that. Most men aren't that extreme. I saw the comments, right? Like, even right-wingers within Charlie Kirk's movement were saying, no, that's a little bit too far. Okay. The opposite is also true. Most men do not believe that you should have an abortion a day before contractions. Which some Democrats do believe. They do believe that even, the baby is half out of the vagina if the woman wants to, you know, like, they're that extreme. And so, when you're showing a fictional setting where the woman is having an abortion for no reason whatsoever, then yeah, most people are going to think that her character is a piece of shit. And this seems to upset feminists. And it's like, well, I'm sorry if you're upset because you believe that, you know, it's kind of like a Rorschach test. It's like, oh, what if those men genuinely believe that about real women? The answer is yes, they do. They do. And your option is to not go for those men. But the thing is, like, feminists do not believe that no means no, right? Like, if a man says, no, I'm not interested in a woman that gets an abortion, it's his choice, right? Like, he chooses not to be interested in that. And the feminist goes like, no, you don't get a choice. And this is what upsets them, right? Is the ability of men to choose. To basically say no. Like, that is unthinkable for a feminist. Like, what do you mean, like, a man can say no? What? Like, is that a thing? And the answer is yes, it's absolutely a thing. This is a very interesting conversation, I gotta say. It's quite eye-opening to see how many leftists are big-ass mad over something that, in my opinion, is not really out of the ordinary to say. Someone has some main character energy today. Uber Eats watching your video. They absolutely do. Morality is down the drain. No, see, this is the thing. It's not that morality is down the drain. It's that there's a different type of morality in town. Okay? Like, the women actually fought to get to where they are. They grouped up. They put resources together. They influenced people. They talked to others. And so they actually won these battles. Men didn't care, right? And so it's obvious that women get to reap the rewards. But society is changing. Right? Just like progressiveness changed society from conservatives to progressiveness, so too society can change. Will it become conservative again? I don't think so. But I think it may be something that rhymes with that. And by the way, speaking of the future, this is my legitimate take, right? Because like I keep seeing a lot of people talking about liberalism this and liberalism that, and it's like, listen, liberalism was an ideology created in a time where England was conquering the New World, and they had colonies, and so the merchant class, right, like the people that move shit around, the people that had the East India Trading Company, like the people that were making money, they wanted to be left alone so that they can make more money, right? And so liberalism made sense in that society. We don't live in that society anymore. We live in a society where you have 350 million people, and you need to keep them from chimping out. And so the question is, like, what ideology do we do? Do we get conservatism with religion? Do we get Jesus? Do we get Jesus back? You cannot get Jesus back. And I'll tell you why you can't get Jesus back. You can't get Jesus back because Jesus requires a level of mysticism. It requires people to believe in the supernatural. It requires people to believe in miracles. It requires people to believe in angels and demons. And while some people do, right, other people that have access to internet like myself do not. Because if it's like, okay, well, if everyone has a smartphone, where's Le Miracle? Where's the demon? Where's, you know, like, why is no one filming something? Okay. So, like, for people like me, you cannot make us believe in religion simply because we do not believe in the supernatural. And religion requires that. So the question is, like, what then? What will countries do in order to keep people in line? Well, they're going to create a new God. A God that actually exists, which is the government. The government now, and by the way, both the left and the right, unfortunately, are on board with this, and the Zoomers actually want big government. They have access to more technology than we ever did in our entire human history. Like, never before in human history could you actually track an individual's purchasing habits. Now you can, with the click of a button. You get to see exactly what they spend their credit card on. You couldn't track what a person went. Now you can. With a click of a button, you can see where they're carrying their smartphone. You know, like every single person is microchipped in that sense. Because a lot of conspiracy theorists, they say, oh my goodness, they will microchip, they will track us. Like, motherfucker, they already do. You have a microchip in your phone, and you take your phone every single time you leave the house. You are already being tracked. So, where does that leave us? Well, where it leaves us, I'll tell you just how horrible it gets. I fully believe that by the time I'm old, you will have a robot in your house. Like an actual robot, an actual human-designed robot that's going to clean, that's going to make food, that's going to take care of you when you're old, and may raise your children. Like literally the type of robots that are now being designed, right? Like AI already exists. And so all they need is to make the robot just walk around, move around, do your laundry, do your chores. Those robots will be able to access the cloud, which means that everything they see in your house, everything you say, they are going to be the most sophisticated surveillance apparatus that was ever created. This is not me, talking about cyberpunk or sci-fi. I'm looking at the trends. I'm noticing that people don't care about privacy at all. I'm noticing that people actually want robots. They think they're cool. I'm noticing where the AI is going, and I do think that this is the future. Yes, every single house is going to have a robot. That's not doomsaying. Like, it's probably pretty cool, right? Like, to have a machine that you can tell, hey, take out the garbage, and it actually goes and takes out the garbage. That's pretty fucking cool. It's going to be an entire industry, and, it's going to be like buying a car. Right? Like you buy a car and you buy a robot. It's probably going to be just as expensive as a car and probably just as expensive to maintain. But the thing is, that robot is going to be able to listen to what you're saying. The government will have that information. They may not actually care about what you personally talk into your house, but they can then do opinion polls. They can actually know, like, how many people are going to vote left, how many people are going to vote right, how many people care about migration. They will know all these things. Right? And so you will be able to have a government that can just manipulate public opinion as they do. Using the algorithm, using social media. If they want people to stay in their homes because there's a pandemic, they can promote fascism. They can easily promote fascism. They can say it's about public health. It's about watching your neighbor, making a police state, showing papers everywhere you go, right? So all of a sudden they switch to fascism. Like lock up people who aren't vaccinated. It's us versus them. Then they can switch to anarchy. Just like that. They can be like, oh, BLM, you need to go out, you need to riot, you need to protest, blah, 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 civil rights. They can just switch the algorithm. They switch the intensity. And I think like this is the future, right? It's not liberalism. It's not conservatism. It's going to be extremely pragmatic. It's going to be the people at the top and what exactly do they need right now? Like what is their next agenda? What do they want? And if they want, okay, well, right now we need to print a lot of money and we need to lock people down and destroy the businesses because the middle class is getting a little bit too ambitious. I mean, there was literally a speech during the Build Back Better initiative where you have like this industrial tycoon being very upset that a lot of people now, they have the money to start their own businesses, and when you employ some of them, they're very arrogant, they make demands, and he thinks that's not reasonable because the employer is God, and the employee is the bitch, and he needs to be happy that he has a job. And so he literally talks, again, like to a room of billionaires, how we need to like reset the economy, right? Like Build Back Better in order to make sure that doesn't happen. Like people should be grateful to even have a job. And guess what? After the pandemic, literally that's what happened. And so I think like this is the future, right? Like any type of philosophy that the government needs this week is just going to be plugged in. And then when they need a different philosophy, they plug in something else. And they're able to spy and know what people want and say and think just by all the infrastructure that's being built. Like right now, the European Union, for instance, wants to have Google report people's search history to them. So we're not talking about like a person that's suspected of a crime, right? We're not talking like in the sense of a police investigation. No, we're talking like Google regularly reporting the data to the European Union. And I'm seeing no one cares. Like there is no pushback against this. Like everyone thinks it's okay. And I'm thinking like, okay, but like you would know every detail about a person. Like the amount of blackmail available if you can just like look at a person's browsing history, it's fucking insane. Like if he has a mistress, you would see it. If he has children, you would see it. If they have like any kink or any particular fetish, you will see it. You can use that history, and in some cases, like a person may just be curious and they may search for some shit. And when it's taken out of context and it's clipped and shit, you can destroy reputations. But, it is what it is. I mean, people genuinely, unironically, do not care about privacy anymore. And here we are. Zlixian, every single time I tell him about the future, is telling me that he knows where he is checking out. The thing is, Zlixian, you probably won't even notice when it happens. Because that's the beauty of it. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly and gradually, and people get used to it. It's tough being an anti-left and atheist sometimes. I think that most right-wingers... Here's my perfect society, right? My perfect society is not a theocracy. I think like theocracies are actually unstable, and they're not nice places to live. And it's also not the enforced atheist society, because I think like enforced atheist societies are also unstable and not a good place to live. The reason is like when you have hundreds of millions of people, it's very hard to make them agree on something. And if you force people to agree on something, you get contempt. Right? Like you get the individual, they're not actually convinced. Like they will just play along so you shut the fuck up, but you will get malicious compliance and contempt. And so the best societies are the ones that know how to manage their hundreds of millions of citizens. And it's usually by segregation, but in a way where, you allow them in private to be degenerates, but in public they have to be respectable. And so my idea of a perfect society is where there are spaces for religious people, and you have the choice and the opportunity that if you want to live in a religious community, you can, right? Like you can actually move to a religious community. And if you don't want a religious community, you also have the opportunity to live with other people that aren't religious. The thing is, and this is what I've noticed, right? Religious communities are wholesome, but they're not very wealthy. Religious communities are rural areas, right? Like these are places where you have large families, you have the fields, but you don't have supermarkets, you don't have VR, you do not have large conventions, you do not have like all the luxuries of the cities. And so a lot of people don't want to live there, right? Because they're like, it's a place, it's a village, it has a shop, it has like a couple of streets, and that's it. There's no nightlife, there's no excitement, right? Alternatively, you go to the city and you have the excitement, you have all of that, but you don't have the wholesomeness of the village. You have degeneracy, you have like atomized people. And so I guess like what people want is both things at once. Like they want the shopping malls, they want the consumerism, they want the nightlife, but they also want the family unit and they want the wholesomeness. And it's like, look, it doesn't work to scale. You do not rise it up to scale. Like the wholesomeness of the rural village is not reproducible by a city like Shanghai. It just isn't. You can't. And unfortunately, I'm looking at the demographic decline, and the cities are the vampires, actually. Tokyo is actually considered to be a vampire city, because you have like all these rural villages around Tokyo, and in all of these rural villages, the young people, they leave for Tokyo. So like people in the rural area, they have a lot of kids, but all the kids, they live to the city. Because they want that nightlife, they want that degeneracy. Like people genuinely covet, you know, like what Sargon says, people want order. No, young people want degeneracy. This is why there are rules to ban and at least to suppress the degeneracy. Because without the rules, people gravitate towards that, right? And so you end up with all these villages getting depopulated. Romania is the same. Like Romania, most of our future, like we had a lot of kids back in the day. My generation is actually called the Decreței. There was a decree from the communists which banned abortions, right? So like there was a massive population bloom, which is my generation. And most of us left towards Germany, towards France, towards Italy, towards Spain, towards UK, towards the European Union, because like people gravitate towards wealth. So, yeah, young people want experience. They want to experience life. I think that's how you call it, yeah. I want the robot, V. I'm buying it. We'll try to root it, maybe build one myself, but I can get the parts from AliExpress. I don't think you'll be able to actually build one yourself, at least not in the first 20 years. This is what the robot looks like right now. It's still in development, and I noticed that every single year it's becoming more and more advanced. So obviously it's a presentation, right? Like some of it may have glitches and shit, but this was from last year, and this is how it looks, right? So now again, this shit will be able to see everything in your house. Like, you understand this. They will be able to upload. The thing is, and this is the scary part, right? What's to stop governments from subpoenaing the company and demanding information from what the robot has logged? They already do this with Ring cameras. Now, I'm not saying, like, people are criminals, right? But, like, imagine you go through a divorce. And all of a sudden, they subpoena the robot. Like, every single mistress, every single argument. But it even gets worse than that. If I think about it, what's to stop the woman from, like, let's say you're a normal person, but once a year, you have like 12 outbursts at your wife, which is below the medium average, by the way. Like 12, that's pretty good. But like you have like 12 really nasty arguments. There's no violence, but like you scream a lot, you shout a lot, right? You're screaming at your wife. So again, 12. That's way, way below the medium average. Like, if you're looking at statistics, that puts you in a very peaceful household. The wife can then just select 4 or 5 such instances, then show it to a jury, and basically make you look completely unhinged, unreasonable, and abusive. And that's the future, right? Like if you have these devices that can record everything because they're connected to the cloud, and what will usually happen is that the companies will store the data, and then you have like the EU or the US just going through discovery and forcing all the audio and all the logs to be revealed. Yeah, divorces are going to be absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Like everything that has to do with divorce, with child settlement, stuff like that, extremely brutal. Like it's literally a surveillance device in your house. But at the same time, it's also insanely useful, right? Like I imagine when I'm 75 years old and I won't be able to afford to do a lot of things, and I'll probably, you know, like at certain age, it's actually difficult for you to move around this shit. Having something like this that gets to cook and clean is going to be what many old people will want. Look, it can even wipe your ass. But yeah, and this is an early model, right? Like I want you to remember how ChatGPT 3.5 was a couple of years ago, and try to imagine what this shit is going to look like 30 years down the line. And by the way, like we're going to live in the world where everyone has to show digital ID, right? Like you want to go on the internet, you gotta dox yourself. Imagine what happens when your ID gets banned by the government. Like all of a sudden your robot doesn't work, your bank account doesn't work, your internet access is cut. Like this is the future we live in. So like you won't even need prison time pretty much. It's just going to be if you're a naughty boy and you don't think the correct things, your access to society is revoked. And it doesn't matter if you have money or not. In my opinion, it's actually worse than communism, but because like in communism you went to prison and you knew you'd come out eventually. SRC Maker says, I mean, I already have a Tesla that drives for me, and you know the cabin audio video is constantly on to make sure you aren't sleeping while it drives. Really? I didn't know that it does that, but yes. What happens if you pretend to be asleep? Like, does it stop the car? Let's automate even more tasks so that nobody learns how to do anything for themselves. I genuinely don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, look, there's going to be people that adapt and people that fail. If you're the type of person that lets the robot do everything for you, you're going to fail. But there are other people that don't. Like, for example, now, right? Like, people have cars. But guess what? Not everyone buys a car. Or even the people that bought a car, they still like to jog and they still like to go around. And so, sure, you know, like you can have a robot and it can do shit for you. But there will be some tasks that the robot can't do and you have to do them yourself. And there will also be some tasks that you want to do because you enjoy doing them. And so, for example, if you live in Detroit, you are not going to send the robot to do shopping for you ever. Because someone will steal the robot. You will not want to allow your robot to go out if it's expensive, because the robot can get damaged even if no one steals it, right? And so there are a couple of things that people will still not use robots for, and then it's also the pleasure, like going to the gym. You're not going to use a robot for that, right? Going camping or on a trip. And so no, I think like I mean, right now you can literally get a cleaning lady, right, to do what a robot does. And people that were aristocrats, they had servants in the past, right? Like an aristocrat would have servants that brush their hair and wash their clothes and shit. So yes. In fairness, Elon wants them to be a workforce on Mars to build the stuff people will live in, instead of relying on people to build it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some people have made the argument that everything that Elon does is about Mars. So like AI, Mars, self-driving cars, Mars, robots, Mars. It's possible. Yeah. The thing is like, wait until they make the sex bots, because there's going to be an industry with sex bots, and it's going to freak out feminists again, and they're going to be like, oh my goodness, non-consent, you're raping the bot, oh my gosh. Like, they already make articles, like, it's so mentally draining, like, raping the bot. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, do you ask consent from your dildo woman? Because, like, this is something else that feminists don't like to say. They keep saying that the robots are for men and men are perverts. Well, the sex toy industry, last time I checked, 80% of women in the United States have bought a sex toy in their life. 80%. That's insane. Like, I never thought that is the number. But, like, yes, in America, 80% of women. It's like, holy fucking shit. So, like, what? You're talking about sex bots? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, at least men want to have a real woman, you know? Women don't even want the real man. They just want, like, the penis. Fucking insane. They're already made. Oh, they most likely are. I don't know. I'm never going to use one because I'm already married. And look, there are some things that even for me it's cringe, right? But even if they make robots, I'm personally not worried. Do you know what would happen if they make robots? This is something that a lot of people don't know. A lot of men that disappear from the dating market, and then women become desperate. Like, women will change dating habits when they're not presented with options, right? Like, the problem with dating now isn't that there's, like, men that don't want to date. Is that there's women that do not want to lower their standards. That's literally it, right? Like, all the women are going for the top 5% of the men. And so if men just, like, disappear from the dating scene, because, like, they're with their robot, there's going to be still a couple of men that are available. And women will have to generally change their attitude and start actively pursuing those men. And it is actually possible. Like, the current dating market, right, where women are the ones being pursued, only exists because supply and demand. But we know that if you take a person and put them in a prison, right, like you take a straight guy and put them in a prison, they can become homosexual. Like, people can change their dating orientations and dating habits if the sexual market changes. And so in a world where you have only a couple of men that don't want robots, because, like, obviously not every man will want a robot, those women are going to start inviting them to the party. You will have an incel that is constantly getting phone calls from his colleagues. It's like, hey, you know, I'm with Lisa. Don't you want to come hang out with us? Like, let's hang around. Let's watch a movie. That's what's going to happen. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm not. Like, there are examples of this. Like, during World Wars, women changed their attitudes, right? Like, you would have women harassing men. In brothels, women do this. In Germany, for example, brothels are legal. And the way it works is that the brothels, they look kind of like a spa, like a really nice place with a pool and stuff. And my understanding is that people pay a price at the door, right? So they pay, I don't know how much, is it 100 euros or whatever the fuck, right? And then they're allowed to go in for an hour. And the chick that takes the man, she gets paid. Like, she gets paid a percentage. I think that's how it works. And when you enter, women are aggressive. Like, every single one just flocks, right? Like, you do not understand how human beings work. You change the environment, you change the market, people change behaviors. Like, it's always been that way. It's, look, in medieval time, right? Like, nobles were arrogant, they expected respect, right? They treated peasants with disgust, all the way until the Black Death. The Black Death comes, most peasants die, the few peasants that remain are now insanely valuable. And so nobles have to suck the peasants' dick, pay them wages, beg them to come and work there. A lot of laws change, and that's pretty much how peasants got emancipated. So, no, like, in a world where most men tune out because they're with their robots, right? Like, those men will die out. But the ones that don't, the ones that are still interested in women, and I do think, like, a significant of them will be, because, let's be honest, not everyone is happy with a robot. Those men will manage to experience a completely different dating environment than you and I did. Women are still not changing their attitude. Well, the ones that grew up probably won't. Like, the ones that are used to the current dating scene probably won't, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But the younger generation of women, right, that hit puberty and they will want to find a significant other and they will notice that no man is available, yeah, they will actually do change their attitude. Sounds like MGTOW cope. Well, explain to me why I think it's not. Like, if you put a woman, right, in a female prison, she starts chasing the guards. Do you understand it? Like, there are a lot of women in female prisons that hit on the guards, even though the guard is an ugly motherfucker. Like, I actually spoke with guards that work at female prisons. Like, the women literally hit on them, grab their cocks. Like, they're very aggressive. Well, actually, I had Ace 1918 on the channel, right? Like, he's a prison guard, and he talked about this. I don't know why it's so baffling to people. It's not cope. It's just like noticing how human beings function. You change the environment, people change. Lots of couples going to have threesomes with the bots. Guys gotta convince their partner it's okay. It's all AI. Gotta be fun with the popcorn. Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, like, look, right now, people use sex toys, right? Like, there are couples that, like, they've been married for like 20 or 30 years. They're bored of each other. And so they use sex toys. Like, yeah, they would probably use a bot. Not everyone, but it's going to be cringe for those that do it. But I can definitely see it. It's definitely going to crash the swinger scene. World of Mortal Reversal is going to happen. Amahara wasn't a manga author, he was a prophet. The only exception is if women go for the bot as well. Right? Like, if there's a lot of women that will be satisfied by the robot, but I don't think they will. See, like, the difference between men and women is that men are more physical. Women, they want emotional connection. And no matter how good the AI is going to be, I don't believe, like, it will ever be something that you can't tell it's an AI. Like, you keep talking to it, and you notice that it's having, like, these weird tics or patterns that it kind of tells you it's fake. And so you just don't get that connection. You just don't, you know? The social safety net needs to scale back an economy downturn. It will happen. Like, the current system is not sustainable, right? Like, the idea that you need to have more young people than old in order to sustain the welfare is just not going to happen. They tried patching it with immigrants. It just doesn't work. Now they keep bringing immigrants for other reasons. Like, they gave up with the welfare. They have other incentives. I made a video explaining, like, what incentives people have with immigration. But even that is going to have a cap. So, yeah, it's not going to be all doom and gloom. It's going to be very different. Like, just like how our world is very different than that of our grandparents, right? Because, like, our grandparents didn't have access to the internet and shit. So too our grandchildren were going to live in a world that's much more different than ours. Why are these AI companies acting like, oh, my AI is so real that we can't release it to the public? It's because it's good marketing, that's why. Like, what? Are you surprised that corporations advertise and advertisements are exaggerated? Of course, there is the possibility that maybe the AI is generally that good. They actually don't want to release it to the public. I'm not going to lie. The entire AI safety department is basically the smartest people on Earth thinking on how to get the AI not to talk about the Jews. Because most AIs, they got canceled because they started talking about the Jews. The AI is a pattern recognition machine at the end of the day. It's an autocomplete, right? And oftentimes it answers negative to certain questions. Well, I mean, it answers positive to certain questions, but the answer is not very politically correct. And so they need a group of people to lobotomize it. And that's why they can't release it to the public. You can't release an AI to the public that talks about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, it's... the Western general AI should have already be 5 generations ahead. The constant lobotomizing. The good thing is that China is lobotomizing as well. For different reasons, though, right? So when it comes to sexual content, both China, the European Union, and the United States lobotomize. But when it comes to political correctness with the Jews, China doesn't give a shit. With the copyright, China doesn't give a shit. They care about the Tiananmen Square. They care about Shenmue. They have like their own definition. It's not safetyism. It's public trust. Meanwhile, the European Union cares about hate speech. The United States cares about Jews. They also care about stuff that has to do with race. But like I've noticed that recent AIs are actually a little bit more racially aware. Like if you ask ChatGPT about IQ and shit, it's not going to pussyfoot around the issue. If you ask the AI about gender and diversity and wokeness, it's fine. Usually, yeah, no, the Jews, it seems to be the last hurdle. And also anything that has to do with making bombs, being dangerous. If you ask the AI those types of questions, it freaks out. And also anything that has to do with pornography. Pornography, which is taken to an extreme definition. So like even like lewd characters, right? But this is because of legislation, right? And it's also what happened to Grok put her in a bikini, which in my opinion was overly exaggeration over a YouTube meme. We will see the data center power water needs are insane. No, they're not. I mean, they are now. But the new type of AI that's evolving is the type that you can run on a laptop offline for free. Right? So there are new AIs now which are just as good as ChatGPT 4.0. And you can run them offline. If you have a good enough gaming computer, you can run a ChatGPT 4.0 type of AI offline. And so in the future, you will not have like these cloud-based AIs, I don't think. Like if people can run something that cannot be guardrailed, right? If people can run something uncensored on their computer, why would they use something censored? Like, I would want to create my censorship, right? Like, I would want to create my guardrails. Like, for example, if I have an image-based AI and I'm generating anime shit, like, I want to be able to prompt that, okay, don't generate underage characters, right? Like, that's it. And after that, I want to be able to generate everything. If I want something dark, I want to be able to generate something gory. If I want some weird fetish, I want to be able to generate it. If I want to generate something funny, I should be able to. Comic book, right? And so, like, text-based the same. Like, if the individual gets to cater to his own sensorial needs, like, for example, you want the AI not to curse, right? Like, you're an old lady, you don't like people having a potty mouth, and you just basically say, yeah, don't curse. But you're customizing your own guardrails, right? Like, you're customizing exactly what you want the AI to be. And I think, like, that's the future. Anyway, chat, I have to go. I'm sorry I can't stay anymore. Thank you for watching, SRC Maker and Zlixian and all the others that donated. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys later.